Angels say that those who were blind to your brilliance are now beginning to see the light. Behind your back, they're realizing just how much they've underestimated your potential. The whispers of your greatness are growing louder, and angels say that behind your back, people are starting to understand that you are a catalyst for change. They can no longer ignore your impact. Those who once dismissed you are now witnessing your transformation. Angels say behind your back, they're finally recognizing the incredible force that you are becoming. Angels say that the tide is turning. Behind your back, people who doubted you are beginning to see the extraordinary being that you are. Their hearts and minds are opening to the truth. The illusions they held about you are fading. Angels say behind your back, they are starting to recognize the potential you carry, and it's a revelation that's hard for them to swallow. As the truth unfolds, angels say that behind your back, they are finally grasping the fact that you are a powerful presence. This recognition is reshaping their understanding of you. Behind your back, they are coming to terms with their past mistakes. Angels say they are realizing that you were always more than they perceived, and this truth is humbling them. Something has been stirring in the shadows, and those who once doubted you are now starting to see the light of your true worth. They can't ignore the power that radiates from you any longer. The angels say the truth is finally catching up to them. Behind the scenes, whispers are growing louder about the remarkable person you are becoming. They thought they could overlook you, but now they realize that you are rising, shining brighter than ever before. Angels say the awakening has begun. They kept you in the background, thinking you would never surpass their expectations, but now they're realizing that you were always destined for something greater. Angels are telling you to hold tight. They're about to see the real you. Behind your back, someone who once saw you as insignificant is realizing how wrong they were. They're now noticing your strength, your brilliance, and the unstoppable force you've become. The angels say this revelation will change everything. Those who doubted you have been watching from the sidelines, and now they can no longer deny your potential. They're seeing what the angels always knew, that you are a force to be reckoned with, and this shift is just the beginning. Something serious is unfolding behind the scenes, and the people who underestimated you are beginning to see the truth. Angels are revealing to them that you are the person they should have never taken lightly. Angels say the ones who belittled you are starting to see the depths of your spirit, realizing they misjudged you all along. The truth of who you are is finally breaking through their clouded perceptions. The ones who turned their backs on you are now quietly realizing that you are the very person they should have been paying attention to. Angels say their eyes are opening to the brilliance you carry. They tried to ignore your presence, thinking you'd fade into the background, but now they're seeing that you are destined to stand out. Angels say the truth they've been avoiding is becoming undeniable. Angels say something significant is happening behind your back. Those who once dismissed you are now waking up to the reality that you are unstoppable. Their perception of you is shifting. Behind the scenes, people are realizing that you are no longer the person they once overlooked. The angels say that the truth about your strength and purpose is finally being revealed. Angels are whispering to those who doubted you, showing them that you are not the person they assumed you were. They are slowly realizing the truth about your potential, and it's shaking their very foundations. People who thought they knew you are now seeing a side of you that they never imagined. Angels say this awakening is happening behind the scenes, and it will forever change how they see you. You were the person they underestimated, the one they thought would never rise. But angels say that behind your back, someone is finally noticing that you are destined for something far greater. The shift is happening quietly, but it's powerful. Angels say that behind the scenes they're realizing that you are more than they ever gave you credit for, and it's changing everything. The ones who thought you were just another face in the crowd are now seeing the brilliance in you. Angels say that this realization is opening their eyes to the truth they've ignored for so long. Behind your back, they are starting to see that you are no ordinary person. Angels say this revelation is about to turn their world upside down as they begin to understand who you truly are. Angels say those who once overlooked you are quietly realizing that you are a force they never anticipated. This shift is happening behind the scenes, but its impact will be undeniable. Something serious is brewing behind the scenes, and the ones who doubted you are finally seeing that you are far more powerful than they imagined. The angels say this truth is coming to light. They tried to hold you back, but angels say behind your back, they are now realizing that you are unstoppable. This truth is shaking them to their core, and soon they won't be able to hide their astonishment. The person who once doubted you is starting to see the light. Angels say that behind your back, they're realizing you are a far greater force than they ever thought possible. Those who underestimated you are now beginning to understand that you are not the person they once thought you were. Angels say their eyes are being opened to your true power. Angels say that behind your back, they are now noticing how powerful, strong, and undeniable your presence is. They are realizing what they failed to see all along. The ones who dismissed you are finally beginning to see your worth. Angels say behind your back, they are starting to realize how powerful you really are. Angels say those who once doubted you are now realizing how powerful you truly are. Behind your back, their perception is shifting, and they see you as the force they never anticipated. Behind your back, they are now noticing that you are unstoppable. Angels say the realization of your true strength is shaking them to their core, and soon they will have no choice but to acknowledge it. They can no longer deny your brilliance. Angels say that behind the scenes, the truth of who you are is dawning on them, and they're realizing they should never have underestimated you. Angels say behind your back, people are starting to recognize that you were always destined for greatness. The truth about your purpose is becoming clear to them, and it's leaving them speechless. They thought you were ordinary, but angels say that behind your back, they are now seeing the extraordinary spirit within you. This truth is making them rethink everything they thought they knew. Behind the scenes, those who underestimated you are realizing how wrong they were. Angels say that your true potential is now impossible for them to ignore, and this is just the beginning. Angels say that behind your back, they are finally realizing the magnitude of your power. They are seeing that you are someone they should never have underestimated. The people who doubted you are now witnessing the rise of your true self. Angels say behind the scenes, the truth of your greatness is becoming undeniable, and it's leaving them in awe. They were blind to your potential, but angels say that behind your back, they are now realizing just how powerful you truly are. This truth is going to change everything for them. Angels say behind your back, they are starting to see the true extent of your power. The ones who dismissed you are now realizing that you are someone they can no longer ignore or take lightly. Behind your back, they are coming to terms with the fact that you are a force to be reckoned with. Angels say the realization of your strength is opening their eyes to the truth they've ignored for too long. Angels say that those who doubted you are now beginning to see the depth of your character. Behind your back, they are realizing that your potential is limitless, and they're left wondering how they could have missed it. As they reflect on their past judgments, angels say they're slowly recognizing that you have always been destined for greatness. Behind your back, the truth is sinking in, and it's transforming their perceptions.